Hey guys, hey, it's your girl Jessie and welcome back to my channel, guys. While you're here, go ahead and thumbs up the video, like, share, and tell a friend. So in this video here, guys, I was hospitalized Wednesday night. I fell down, couldn't really move, and I was taken to the Arima hospital. So you will see little clips of me there, and that was leading up to my trip, which was supposed to be in Toco. So I went on the foodie tour, totally Toco, guys. And yes, I was in pain, but heavily medicated. And it was really a great event. I would subscribe to anyone to go on that foodie tour and enjoy yourself. So guys, do thumbs up the video, like, share, comment, and tell a friend. Yes, guys. Bye. Hey guys, it's your girl Jessie, and I am heading to a little tour in Trinidad and Tobago. So we are going to Matura, and from there we're going to Toco. So stay tuned. So we reach City. Let me give you guys a look. See?
Brent and he'll be taking us to and from our destination safely. So we just turned onto the road. So yeah, this is basically, I would say, past civilization. Come on to the community. Oh, you're from Valencia? I reveal my colors as white. Alright, but I actually definitely love to be on this side of the island. It's like a nice slower pace from the city life, and you know, it's been nicer people around the side.
Trying to redeem himself.
No, but it's true though. Like this side of the island is more slow pace. You meet people, like it's a more homey vibe. Some of the persons we actually get food from here. Like, so when we have something to go, the persons we reach out to, there are more persons they live in the area. It's not just persons who have a business in the area and they probably live somewhere else and reap the profits. We like to connect with persons who have roots in the area and not just there reaping the benefits and have no connection to the history. So a lot of the persons, I'll take people you meet on this tour, they would be persons, they're small business based there. They have amazing food for us to try. We have our first stop will be Pine Chow Man in Matura. That's a big one. Actually, that's probably my favorite. If you haven't tried it before, I recommend the salt prune and pineapple chow. That's my personal favorite. Or you can stay in the safe lane with the regular one. The salt prune and pineapple chow, that's the orange one. Next to him, we have Figueroas, we all will be getting the sweet box from. We also have the option to purchase roast corn and any of this other delicacies there. From there, we'll be heading to Arthur's for our food. That'll be where we're collecting lunch, but we'll be having lunch at Grand Lagos Lookout. A very scenic view. You could lounge here, be. Secret bar. So when we go to Granny Fair, they do homemade wine, and you can sample and purchase homemade wine from Granny Fair. Right, so we on the eastern road, coming into our here. I don't know if you pass the sign yet, but in the village of Valencia, and basically from Valencia, go right up to Matlot. That's the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, which is of the Turtle Watching Regional Corporation. So if you watch every sign from this point forward, you will see it saying, okay, so Valencia, Turtle Village, Matura, Turtle Village, Toco, Turtle Village, and that is because of how many sea turtles come to nest on our shores. The season actually just ended in August, so it runs from March to August. We actually do tours, so you'll, if you're interested in turtle watching, you can check us next year from March up until August as the peak turtle watching season, because we come to nest on our shore. Anyone here ever went turtle watching before? Yeah, it's nice. We actually have, so Granny Fair has the largest density of population of turtles in the world. So what you will see a lot of times when they view the turtles quite in the Arctic Ocean in Canada and so on, when they tap them, we realize they originated from the shores of Granny Fair, Matura, right here in Gigantic. Right? I don't know if it's because of the porosity of the soil, the sand inside of Granny Fair, but we just get a lot of turtles. If you go on Granny Fair, I don't think there's ever a night during turtle watching season that you would not see a turtle. I think one night, probably like 5 minutes, 3 turtles came to Nesta Shore, and it's really beautiful. They actually started to make some changes in the area so that the street lights are outfitted with red lights, because you know the turtles, they don't really like the bright lights. During their nest they have to have certain conditions, so in order to not disturb the conditions, the ministry they outfitted the lights and so on, and that part of Granny Fair with red lights.
And what type of turtles do nest along that area?
So we have a variety of turtles that nest. Of course, the leatherback turtle, the most popular, but we also have the seahawk turtle and a couple more other species like leatherback, seahawk. Those are the more popular ones to see. British as well as the Americans, as a base. So lots of the stuff from the quarry, they used to send it to the base in Chagram. So Valencia was the place for that. It has died down a bit over the years, but it still have the quarries and it still have activity. So I guess if you look hard enough, everything can be traced back to colonialism, but there are benefits of it. The community has benefited originally from the limestone and deposits are in the area that have been mined out, as well as Valencia is also known for wood and charcoal and so being produced here. Right, so like spots. 100 gram and homemade wine. Which one have to go?
Ginger beer. Homemade wine.
I don't find everybody can make homemade wine, so I think the chances of you don't find so? You agree? Thumbs up. Yeah. Also continuing with Christmas. Ice a man for Christmas. I don't bound for rice. You know, rice is the last. I think I want my pie, I want my peas, I want my ham, I want everything. If it's a middle of rice, we never hand fried. You need rice? I don't need rice. If it's there, you're cool, I'll take it.
You really need rice?
Onion potato pie. Which one must go? Potato pie. You know, you don't know the shepherd's pie with the mince. Eating macaroni.
Nice starch too. All them things starch.
Right, heading into what you're eating with the pie. So between as you come back to now. I think that will be controversial. But when it comes to soups, right? Tell me which one staying. No, which one must go in? Okay, which one had to go for sure? So we have corn soup. We have chicken foot sauce. We have oxtail soup. And we have cow heel soup. Which one must
Chicken
go?
foot sauce should go.
Oxtail gotta go.
What?
If you get a free oxtail soup, it'll go. The only reason I don't have oxtail soup is because of the price. I find the chicken foot sauce. They have access to Sylvia beef, so they can if you want to cook ham, you know, so you can always ask them on afterwards. We just passed Jack Warner's, one of his homes. So they was there when he sorry? Tell us when we pass it. I mean,
So guys, I am in the maxi. It's my food. Okay. Alright. So everyone went to get their lunch and I was in maxi, was under a bit of pain, and those who decided to go outside and take in the little scenery. And here we are at the place for lunch. It's an open field area. I forget the name. I think it's Rampanagas, right? In Toco. We came out the maxi and we had lunch here. The experience overall was really, really nice. I must say, I think that those who are from Trinidad should really go and experience the tour. And I wouldn't lie to tell you guys, it had lots of food, lots of things, when I say the scenery is beautiful, I love my country. Trinidad and Tobago on a whole is a beautiful island, and this is just part of me going on this tour. I really wanted to go on this tour. Reason being, normally I'm a homebody person, and I don't really get out all that much, and it was really a trip for me to get out and see my country. After being in the regiment for so many years, I may take a little tour trip out of my country, but really to experience what Trinidad has in store. Guys, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place, Toco. I would recommend it to anyone. Even though I was a bit in pain I mean, I had my medication and stuff on me, but I was also drowsy, you know, taking my meds and stuff like that. But you all need to get out and enjoy the Toco experience. Alright?
You should already have you want your break in long time as we stand by.
I can go ahead. Hi folks, good afternoon. And welcome to Grand River. By extension, the Grand River Chocolate Company, the Grand River Estate Yard. That is where we are right now. This is Maria that just went there. Marina. And by the white wagon to the back will be Matthew. Alright, we are all members of the chocolate company. Let me jump right into it. Cocoa was introduced to this country in the 1600s. The first cocoa to arrive here was known as Criollo. Criollo was considered the queen of cocoa. It's real high in flavor. Unfortunately, it was also highly susceptible to disease. Things like black pod and which boom devastated that entire population. That cocoa, I should also say, was brought over from Venezuela. Right? So I like to tell people it was the first recorded history of cocoa coming to Trinidad, because the Caribbean Arawaks were already here, and it is said that people traveled to get food. So it's a possibility it could have been here before. So the first recorded history of cocoa in Trinidad was in the 1600s. When the black pod and with devastated that population, they then brought over from Central America Forestario. Forestario was not as high in flavor as the black pod and as the Criollo, but it was took the best of both worlds from its parents. It's high in flavor, it's a bit more resistant, a bit more rugged, anyhow you want to put it. So much so that it put us in a category in one out of 8 countries in the world that carries that title, known as fine flavored or fine choice teas. 2 years ago, when there was a glut on the global market with cocoa, it didn't affect our prices because we're in that specialized category. Another thing you should also note that cocoa only grows on the equator line. All the producing countries, if you check them out, 15 degrees north, 15 degrees south, anything above or underneath that, no cocoa. Right? So that they grow on that Pacific belt. There you check it out along the equator line. That Trinitario brand is, how to put it, when you meet people who are well traveled and have visited these chocolate producing countries and they come on tours like this, you just see how they get excited and boast about where they went and see how our cocoa is held in such high esteem. Places like Belgium, and there's all kind of plaques and all that being designated to the Trinitario brand. There's specialized chocolate that you pay a lot more for out there that was made exclusively from that Trinitario brand. At one point in our history, everybody knows Cadbury chocolates.
Yeah.
At one point in our history, Cadbury chocolates was made exclusively from Trinidad. So much so that they had their own estate. Anybody here know the Apanola estates?
Yes.
That was once Cadbury estate. Right? So much so that they had their own estate here. I just tell people, the cocoa industry in Trinidad died out for 3 reasons. These are my 3 reasons. Education, oil and gas, unscrupulous businessmen. Education, because our foreparents worked extremely hard on the estate, almost slave-like. And they were feeling and knowing the hardship of estate life, and they didn't want their offsprings going through the same hardship. So they were telling you, they see how hard I work in here for you to get education, me I want to see you here, you know. And if you don't want to take in your education, have a tall boots and a bows waiting for you. Anybody know that or familiar with that expression? Right? Anybody here doesn't know what is a tall boots? No, but she is. And that is why I asked the question. Tall boots is those sort of rubber shoes that reach just under the knee. You're tree. So, where about? England, so you may know it as galoshes. So, in some places, I think that the States is Wellingtons. And some places is galoshes, right? So, they used to tell you, well, you have that. If you that is what we normally use if you're going into the bush, right? So, if you didn't take in your education, you have that waiting as the footwear, and we have a bows or a swiper. Everybody know what is a bows?
Swiper.
You know what a swiper?
Yes.
So I know how to break it down for you. Swiper is a blade that they would have bent and put an extended handle, and they used to use it to cut grass. Right? So it was like a long time whacker. Without the motor was horsepower, or in this case manpower. You have a hook stick and you cut it. Right? So you understand that part, right? So if you didn't want to take any education, hard work in the estate. So when you finish school and when you come out with the hand in your paper, you realize you have 6 and 7 passes. So anyway, yes, I passed my exams. You suddenly recognize what we've done. With all these subjects, there's no employment for me in my community. Right?
And you still have to
In
go back
order
in
to
the
be
bush.
employed, you have to migrate out of your community, from the rural community to the urban communities to seek employment. Hence the reason long ago they used to say the rural communities suffer with what we call a brain drain. Not that you had stupid people in the country, just that most of our educated people had to leave their community in order to be employed. Right? So you used to call it a brain drain. Today you're seeing a reverse in that road, because technology increased, so people could stay at home and work. Yes, I mean, a lot of people are now self-employed and creating online businesses and so on. So, and a lot of people are running from the crime rate in the urban communities and running back to the rural communities, which most of the time we're still enjoying that peace and tranquility. Right? So, when you finish with your education now and you're out there, you gotta migrate to the urban communities and develop the urban communities. So much so that some people didn't even return home for generations. I will always talk to this because it's something that I've been witness to. I have a garden up in the hills, and I'm actually pull up a day with this little old lady walking with a stick. And when you watch behind her, you see 3 and 4 generations behind her, and she is trying, and they don't even know their own relatives in the community. I tell how long and how the different effects it had on the cocoa industry in the community, because that estate inside it just going to ruin, right? So that is the educational part. When you're out there now, you're faced with 2 things. Go back home, Land, hard work, small or no money. Out here, industries, oil and gas. Land, hard work, little or no money. Industries, lighter work, big money. Which side is staying?
Big money.
Exactly. So therefore, you see the reason generations didn't come back home, right? So now, you're out there, you're working big money. Home here, who won the estate, had to put up with Mr. Unscrupulous. Mr. Unscrupulous is the middleman who buying from the farmer. When you dry your beans and you take it down to him, he watch you fine. Watch your beans, he watch you. This is our 4th grade. You get 4th grade price. Watch the next one. Yeah, dislike you as much as I dislike you. 3rd grade. Next one, 2nd. He partner John pass. Say, John is you. Rest of the back there, and he check John grade. John get 1st grade that he buy. Alright, but when he is selling, there's no grade. All that he paid 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th for goes into one clump. Sell most of the time for US for one price. So he's making all the money, and the man who's doing all the hard work, making nothing. He's struggling to survive. Right? He's struggling there. So with that, when the farmer recognized what was happening to him, out the window went standard. Well, you understand the direction I headed? Yeah. All that helped kill the cocoa industry in Trinidad. Because he recognized, you all can relate to that? Yes. Right. So, hence the reason Kaiso was born, because most of the times in Trinidad, most of the things we say or do have a double meaning. It all depends on the situation you're interpreting to suit. Right? Kaiso back in the slavery era, same estates, and you wasn't treated right. And they talking and singing to one another. And the master right there, you're about talking to him and you're talking about, but he ain't know because he hearing one thing, but you meaning something totally different. Because and you're expressing yourself to each other without he figuring out. But because he figure out what it is you're really saying, you know it's the one of the day. In spite of that hot sun. That's another thing we used to do, we used to call dance the cocoa. How many of you know about dancing? Yeah. Right. When you're going about dancing the cocoa, in essence what you're really doing is polishing your beans. So like, this cocoa box was much longer than this. It used to literally extend onto the property past the 10. We took up about 3 or 4 sections of it. Right, and so on. And it had 3 of that side by side with another, what we call split house or cocoa house. So tons of beans used to be inside there. And when you're polishing beans, or you're dancing the cocoa, most of the time that is in hot sun. Right? So you know, in order to make your work seem lighter, you heap all the beans here, you wet them, and you're walking through them. So every time you mash, the beans push out from under your foot, you're grabbing your foot. And the beans rubbing on each other, rubbing off the dried pulp. So your beans start to polish and look more shiny and nice, more attractive to fetch a better price at market. But in order to make that work seem lighter, you add song and dance. So you add your music with your tambourine and people singing. So that rhythm in the hot sun, you forget some hot. You doing your work and you dancing and you understand me? In order to take away the hardship of the work. You're dealing with that there. Right? And that was dancing, basically polishing your beat to fetch a better price at market. Feel free to ask questions as we moving along the way. Right?
When you was talking about the swiper, there was another one we used to hear when we were small too, something was poya.
Poya is a shrika class. Yeah. Poya, I think that was if I'm not mistaken, I think that was more the East Indian side of our culture. Used to pronounce that as Poya or Puya. So, some people used to call it Gilpin. And coming back more in my area, coming back, we used to call it Tree Canal because, Tree Steam or Tree Canal because of the brand, which was the Martindale which has 3 drains along both sides of them. So call it 3 line, 3 seam, 3 canal. Not the band. But right? This is the I just tell people estate was the Toco, especially the Toco estate, was more than just estate, it was a way of life. You literally was managing your entire life as a business without even realizing it. Because when you check out almost every estate was designed. You had things like yellow yam. Everybody know yellow yam, the old folks call it yamatuta. Some people call it canny yam. Look more than they call it yellow yam. That is the only yam that I know that doesn't have a season. White yam, no matter when you plant it, dry season, you dry down, that ready to dig. Right? Canny yam, yellow yam, or yamatuta, basically 6 to 8 months after you planted that, it's going to mature and ready for digging. So you have yam to eat from that year round depending on how you plant. So in the height of the rainy season, you might see your yam vines are yellow and dry up and you wonder that somebody poisoned my yam. No, the yam mature and it's ready to harvest. So you're digging. They used to plant breadfruit. Anybody know a cocoa estate without a breadfruit tree? You all know a cocoa estate, right?
Yeah.
I can't take that for granted anymore because there's a lot of people that don't know what that even a cocoa tree looks like. And
But how many functioning cocoa estates are there in Trinidad?
that is a hard question to answer. I really don't because throughout the whole of Trinidad and Tobago have cocoa estates. There's a lot of abandoned estates, but because of artisan chocolate makers and so on, and people realizing, a lot of people realizing we started to make the end product, people are now reopening their old estates and so on. I hope I answered it good enough for you. Right. But there's a lot of different things. Like, for instance, since we opened our chocolate factory here, and we buying cocoa from the local farmers, some of the estates that was abandoned and the youths and them and see it fit to really go back into that life too much hard work, too small money. Because we are buying the beans from them wet and paying a little more than they will fetch if they go to a market, which is the closest place for them, which is Sandy Grande. Because we're buying it wet from them here, they are now starting to clean back up some of the abandoned estates, and people are coming to us and offering us the beans for sale now, and we're buying it, so they're making chocolate, and a lot of people have a sense of pride with it, because you sold me as a farmer down the road the beans from your estate, knowing right here in Browning Bay, you know, chocolate is being made from my cocoa, from my estate. You understand, man? So that is also a sense of pride. A lot of people don't even know that the northeast coast and northeast coast has a lot of large nutmeg estates remaining. A lot of them in abandon again, but we just plant, we have nutmegs, we have cinnamon, we have clove, and you know, we have a lot of different spices right here in Trinidad that will be grown here. They're not everything could or should be imported. Right? Questions?
We try the cocoa.
In the house
Now
there.
that now modern times something. Do you always do not try them?
So, the master
Show your
come
voice.
close and then I will repeat the question.
You could show your voice?
Besides using the cocoa, how to dry the cocoa? Do you always do not dry the cocoa now?
No, we don't use artificial color. Close to your estate, with 150 to 200 children, you're going back to school and then back home in the evening. 200 children picking a cocoa every time they pass the that farmer had nothing to sell. Boss, right? So they had us to come up with some rules, some way to detract the children from sucking the cocoa. So when you home now, the pong in your head, don't suck cocoa, you'll get short breath. And I check up, hey, look at cocoa, and he jump up, his friend, but hey, no, my mom, he said, don't suck that, you'll get short breath. He started stuck and guess himself. So he's saying, boy, now, with that friend, he ain't picking that because he may go back later on and pick again, you know, but at the moment, he paused and he ain't picked that cocoa. Now that is one cocoa remain for somebody else to pick. Because if he had picked that, somebody else would have picked another cocoa again. You understand? So they had us to come up with some rules or some way to distract you from picking the cocoa. Nowadays, we're making juice. We're making chow, we're making punch, we're making ice cream, we're making wine from the cocoa. No, not chocolate, you know, from the cocoa. Chocolate is an end product of cocoa. All these other things I tell you is also end product from the cocoa. So all these is things that we just make from the cocoa. One of them I will fix for you today is the chow. Right? So you will taste a little cocoa chow today and realize, hey, I ain't sending all there nobody else did. Alright, remember that, eh? I see a lady from me mess up proof. I ain't sending all there nobody else did. Nice. But all these is things that, you know, even from the shell, it have people trying to see if they can make a paper and all kind of thing from it. So, the possibilities are endless. Cocoa has so many health benefits, medical benefits. I would tell you, it's good for your heart, your hair, your eye, your skin. For us men, is aphrodisiac for men. The nibs and so on. That's good for you. Dark cocoa, very healthy for you. Dark chocolate, very, very healthy. Even the leaves, the young leaves drawn together with some of the nibs, good for diarrhea and so on. It's so numerous. I just remember everything at the same time, the amount of different health benefits it have. They say it even have the studies where it even help regenerate stem cells. So there's a lot of benefits in using dark chocolate. No, I just try not to believe everything is said. But it is said, or it's alleged. Right? So when I use the word alleged, you wouldn't hold me to make sure with that. But there's so many different things. It's good. I have seen and witnessed for myself, we're out in the bush, somebody get cut. No, it not severing a limb, but you get cut. And it's bleeding a lot, especially when your blood hot. They pick a young cocoa, scrape it with your blade, your knife or your punya. You scrape it, and it started to make a kind of gel. And when it started to make that kind of gel, you take it and you plaster it on the cut. Sometimes some people take a young leaf and burn it with that on it. Take a piece of cloth or they cut a pants or jersey and burn it. And it literally stops the bleeding. It's only as I get older I recognize, but two things it does. It helps sterilize the cut, and it also helps clot the blood to stop the bleeding. Yeah, so it has a lot of different benefits. We only do it for chocolate, right? I had mentioned Cadbury and Cadbury chocolates to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Right. So feel free to ask questions. My colleagues will start to pass around, handing out cupcake papers. You seem lost a little bit, but you didn't understand that I said. Feel free to ask those study people around. But you don't understand, you ask me and I will explain.
Yeah, and
Right? Grand River Chocolate Company. We are under an umbrella body called ARC, Alliance of Rural Communities, where we have 3 communities making chocolate. The name of our chocolate stems from the name of the community. So you have Brazos Toco Chocolate Company, Grand River Chocolate Company, and Beach and Couche Chocolate Company. All of our bars will be together, and we don't make the same bars as the other communities, so we're not competing amongst ourselves. Right? We in stores like Macy's and Extra Foods and all these different places, you can find us. We're in about 40 different gourmet stores and groceries and so on. GTA, all these places we are. Any other questions?
Thank you, darling.
Marshall learned to make chocolate from the same people that we learned. Right? So, this is a personal friend of ours. Like his mom. What people is at the time, so it's one simple.
This company just the
But is that community based?
so all the outreach like the other places, like other than where the
But it all depends on you touch base, and we work out things most of the time with some people. So we have different people that will call us to do certain things. Some people on the 12th, we have a show to do in Port of Spain for one of the oil companies.
like I asked you, like if you run shorter within the whole neighborhood, they probably go outside to get some other.
Yeah, yes, sometimes, yes, the community has first preference, but that doesn't limit us from purchasing, that doesn't limit us from purchasing from people on the outside. Because sometimes like when cocoa running scarce and you have people with larger estates than the people inside here who may have beans, of course we'll buy beans from them.
Thank you
We
very
have
much,
different
sir.
types of dark chocolate. We don't look like the group just now. Didn't ask a question like that. And they ate the chocolate. And something was mentioned after they ate the chocolate. They said, wait, that's dark chocolate. Right. So you don't get that kind of potency from our chocolate, especially the percentage that we use. We make a 60% dark.
Strong.
And you taste, I don't want to spoil it. You taste and taste. Yeah, we have different flavors. Some we have, what's the flavors?
Regular, cinnamon, orange, spicy.
So the first one coming out here would be a regular chocolate. That regular. We made it 70%, but we cannot hold off because no, it was actually quite nice. See those big businesses have a black, you can even do business with them. And you say, oh, I so. They check through that to make sure you're not on that black book. Some we actually in the States and all of them, but we cannot hold it back until we kill it. If we get a big order, we can meet that demand. Because we fight with the people.
Yep. Hold on. So guys, this trip for me was enjoyable enough, very informative with respect to knowing the different types of chocolate that we produce locally in certain boroughs or areas, that is, right? Feel free to hit up Totally Toco. They are on Facebook, Instagram, okay, and I believe TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. So guys, I enjoyed my trip. I loved what I learned, what I saw, what I tasted. To the end of this video, you're going to see You're going to see the food. We had crab, callaloo. We had a different array of food, ice cream, and that sort of thing. So guys, thumbs up the video, like, share, and tell a friend. Go and enjoy totally Toco. Bye guys.